Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are back in Kerbal Space Program Hardcore mode. And for those people that are new to this series, I'm playing in hard mode. That means no reverts and decreased resources coming in, and also I have decreased the science a further 30%. And last week, managed to fly by the moon, got in a bunch of science up here. I got 69.5 science, which is enough to unlock the next node, and I'll be getting to that shortly, and I'll be explaining kind of what we're going to be getting into with that newly unlocked science. But before I get into that, I do like to take a moment at the beginning of these streams when I get some new members or Patreon patrons to recognize and thank them. So today I've got Jarda Skara. So thank you very much, Jarda, for joining the team as a YouTube member. And again, whoops, I missed the button. There we go. For those people that would like to join, all the links are down there in the description, or if you want to like or thumbs up or all that kind of stuff, that would be great too. And of course, an extended thank you to everybody who continues to support this channel. So let's get ourselves into research and development, and each of these tiered nodes here are 45 each, and it's really tempting to one down here at the bottom, this basic science one, because usually going for just more science is never a bad idea. And this is the one that has the Science Junior, which of course is a big science experiment, brings in a lot of stuff. Also the Sputnik probe, so that I can actually start sending up uncrewed things, or I could put it into a vessel. Well, actually, it doesn't really give you any advantage, actually, if you do that with an engineer or science, because it doesn't have SAS on it anyway. And it's got batteries. And if you remember the flyby last week, I don't have any batteries, so it's just the electricity that is stored in the command capsule that I have at my disposal. But I was able to nurse that vessel back home, so I'm not sure this is my highest priority, because what I'm looking up actually is this one, this advanced rocketry run. The vessel that went into the flyby of the moon, I took advantage of having the Terrier engine thanks to a contract, and this node unlocks the Terrier proper-like. Also, what it does is it unlocks taller tanks, taller 1.25 meter tanks, which immediately, if I just take that old moon vessel and replace the smaller tanks, two smaller tanks with one of these tanks, that'll immediately give me more parts to play with. I'm still working under a 30-part limit, and that means getting on some science and that kind of stuff. So I think what my plan is going to be is to take the moon rocket, update all the tanks to these taller tanks, which will get me some more parts, science it up, and I had a lot of Delta V on that mission, and go for a moon orbit. Hopefully get down into near space about the moon, get EVA reports over all kinds of biomes. So that, I think, is going to be something I'm going to shoot for. So I'm gonna go for this one. I know, again, it's really tempting to get the Science Junior, but that'll be the next one probably after this. So I'm gonna go for this. We're gonna unlock that, and we're gonna go here. And speaking of science, before I get into updating that, sorry, I'm seeing the words dead chat, not sure what's going on here. But before I get into updating that moon mission, what I think I'll do as well is clean up the rest of the science in and around the KSC. I've yet to collect the science around research and development, the astronaut complex, administrative building. I think those are actually the only three I haven't collected the science around. And that will be pretty quick. I know you can get on top of the buildings and get even more science, but honestly, I don't really think that's frankly worth the effort, so I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the spaceplane hangar, and we are I'm going to get a little bit of a science vehicle. Now, the last time I went and collected science around the KSC, I actually used I actually used this thing, a little science sled, because I hadn't had wheels unlocked at that point, and it kind of rocketed around, and it worked, but it's obviously a pain to work with. And I think what's actually going to be the better plan is to take my old Juno. This is a plane I was using to collect those surveys, low altitude surveys. Put a scientist, but Bob aboard, and we'll oh, this is the one with the SRB in the back. Oh, do I? Uh-oh, I think I have two copies of the same one, don't I? Oh, one has a flea at the back, Okay. I don't think I have my original Juno. I do not. This one's got the flea. Okay. That's not a big deal. Okay. So this is the one that had the Hammer SRB put up the back. I guess I overwrote the old plane so I could get up to high altitudes. But the important thing is that I do have all the science aboard that I have unlocked. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put Bob aboard. Haven't done too much with Bob. And we'll check his layout. Nope, he's not going to be getting off the ground. And we're just going to use this and we're just going to drive around the KSC. Hello there, Jeremy, and welcome to anybody else that I may have missed during the introduction. Okay, let's just launch this. This should be a pretty simple thing, and then we'll get into our moon rocket. So again, main objective for today is going to be to get a moon orbit. And obviously return our Kerbal. And hopefully that will mean lots and lots of new science. Okay, so here we are. Bob can reset all the equipment. I think the only experiment that potentially there is some here. No, there's not even anything in the mystery goo. Okay, so I'm going to head off. Let's see. Oh, you can't do SAS, of course. Let's put this on here. A little bit of thrust. And come on. Oh, it feels like the brakes are still on. Sometimes that happens, even though it says it's off. Sometimes they seem to get a little stuck. We're just going to drive very carefully. And we're going to use our X Science window to help us. Oh, what is this? We have... Oh, have I never collected all this stuff along the shores? Oh my goodness, look at this. Okay, bonus. I didn't realize I'd never done all this stuff along the shores. Well, no, I have. I don't know what was going on there. Maybe, I don't know. That was weird. Okay. Can I collect from here? I sure can. Restore. Okay. And an EVA report, I don't think there's anything to... Oh, there is. I've never done an EVA report from the shores. Board again. Okay. I think it was just sort of a temporary little glitch there. Let's continue on. Going through the very tall field of lupins here. Taller than the plane. So sort of a funky looking car. I know I could build a purpose-built jet-propelled little science vehicle. But this works just as well. You can just taxi it around. Just got to be a little careful when it comes to going up little hills here. Sometimes if you hit these too hard. Okay, and we'll head out towards the Mint building. Alright. Go. And brakes on. Okay. Temperature scan. Pressure scan. Mystery goo. Bob gets out. There's an EVA report. Oh, I've already done an EVA report from here. How'd that happen? I don't know. Who knows why and when I do things. Collect that. Store it. And take that one. And take that one. That's it. Board. So that means I've already done a crew report too. Very strange. Okay. Alright, over to the astronaut complex next. I must have done it on the sled. I just didn't think I came to the administrative building with the sled. Okay, we're going to just park it right here. Oh, I've obviously done the astronaut complex before too. Interesting. Okay. Maybe I've completely lost track what I have and have not done. EVA report. Yep, I've been here. Up the data. Well, why don't I, rather than guessing, because I was pretty sure I hadn't. Let's see, EVA reports. Surface. Kerbal. Okay, why am I not? Oh, it only... No. That was again. Crew report. Surface. Oh no, it always is landed, isn't it? That's what's getting me confused. Kerbal. Okay, so yeah, I've not gone to these biomes. What I'm looking for are, here we go. So I've not done the flagpole. This shows you what the other one. R&D corner lab. I can do the flagpole. I'm right beside it. R&D. So research and development center. Oh, that's all I gotta do. Oh, but here it says I've not done a crew report on the crawler way. That's weird. Okay, I don't know. Alright, let's EVA Bob. I think I can get back onto this plane. I'm not gonna nosy. You can try and nose the plane right in there and try and get, but you gotta get really close. And see, I'm just gonna get in there with a Kerbal. I think if I can get a Kerbal right up to here. Yeah, take an EVA report. I'm not gonna bother trying to get the plane in there. We're not gonna spend all the time scrounging every last little speck of science, because it gets really kind of dull. Okay, so R&D, I guess, is next. The next stop. Yeah, and if you happen to get stuck doing this kind of thing, which is pretty easy with just a jet engine because there's no reverse thrust. Oh, what the heck? That's interesting. I don't know what broke there. Science equipment's still okay. Engineers failed on this plane, I tell you what. Okay, let's temperature scan, atmospheric scan. Mystery goo. That was weird. An EVA report. Well, I think this little venture just came to an end with that, but to be honest, I'm not really sure that's that big a deal, because I think I could get to the corner lab. Oh, crew report. Didn't I do the crew report? I did. Weird. Oh, these are at the actual buildings themselves. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to recover. And I think I'm going to call it. Not going to go any further than this. There's a handful of things still out there to collect, but you know what? I'm just going to call that one a day. Got a little fast and cracked the landing gear. Yeah, I guess. I didn't think I was going that fast, but that landing gear is pretty stretchy, or pretty sketchy, that's for sure. Now there are... Did it recover all those little pieces? There were little pieces still there. It's the VAB main building. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with all that. Okay, no, there's no debris. Okay. I guess it collected those pieces too. Hello, Astro Boy. Welcome. Glad you can make it. Okay, we're going in. We're going to build ourselves another moon rocket. So, the moon rocket that flew to the moon last week is this fella. And you can see here it has just about 5,300 meters per second of delta V. And I'm going to keep it around there. It's a little on the high side, but then I don't have maneuver nodes, so I can't plan everything out perfectly. So it's great to have, you know, a little bit extra in reserve. But what I'm going to do is well, I have to unlock a couple of parts. Let's check here. I got to unlock this bigger fuel can, so that's 1,600 curb bucks for that. And I'm going to need the Terrier engine, that's another 1,600 curb bucks. So what we're gonna do is take this bit off. Now this seat here, we can free up a part right away by taking this off, taking these two off, and replacing it right away with one of these. So that's exactly the same amount of fuel, exactly the same size. I'm pretty darn sure it's actually a little bit smaller. Pretty sure they're the same amount of mass. Like, this is 2.25 tons. This is 1.25 tons. So exactly, or 1.125 tons. And this holds, let's see, 110 units of oxidizer. This holds 220. It's exactly twice, but for some reason it's a little smaller. Huh? Twice the mass, twice the fuel. I guess it's just, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so that's, I'm pretty sure should have been the same amount of delta V. I didn't even look. And now we'll get this guy on here. And let's see, we got these two to replace with one of these. And this bottom one. Oh, this will mess up all the staging. You might recall last week I had a bit of a staging mishap too. With one of these. Put this back. And this goes there on two-way symmetry. Those will go on at that time. Yep. And this goes here on two-way symmetry. And those go first with the main engine too. Yep. And there we go. Yeah, exactly the same delta V. I do remember that number. So that really should be that. I'm just going to color it up a little bit. But now instead of 30 parts, I've freed myself 3 parts. So what I'm hoping I can do is just use that to put on some science. We're just going to clean this up a little bit. Alright, so, oh geez, 3 parts. I wish I had actually a little bit more. See if I can actually lose something. Science. So, if I'm going to get to near... I want one more free... I want to free up one more part. Because I'd like to put on 2 mystery goos. Because one for near space about the moon and one for far about the moon. And then I'm going to need 1 press map barometer and 1 thermometer. But now I'm over the parts by 1. So I might just deal with just 1. Oh no, Bob can reset. No, I don't want to do with Bob. Oh, hang on. Dopium. This is on 2-way symmetry. 1-way symmetry on that, 1-way symmetry on that. I'm still 1 part over. I could take off the nose cones. I could take off the nose cones and see how that... I think I might. I know that creates more drag. Does free up a bit. Now my delta V went down because I did add a little bit of weight on all this. I think I may go sans nose cones and see how we do. Okay, let's can I think I just made this all white, did I not? Where's the red coming from? Oh, I'm not... Open the coloring GUI. White. There we go. What do people think? Will ditching the jetpack and the personal parachute increase some delta V? A little bit, but I'm a little loath to do that, to be honest. Because she's gonna need to go and collect... Well, yeah, she's gonna need to do some collecting. I'd rather not lose that stuff. I think I'm gonna live with this and hope for the best. I think is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check my staging. I want to make sure that that's not botched up like it was last time. So this goes on at the same time as this. And then we stage these outside ones and we go to these ones as well. This should be at 20% just to help with the attitude control and gimbaling. And oh, that gives me a lot more. Just noticing I got much more parts too once I lost those nose cones. What if I just lose one pair of nose cones? That's not a bad idea, because these guys down here get lost really quick. These come off really quickly after launch, so maybe not having, you know, we're not going that fast. Maybe it won't be that as big a deal. I don't know. We'll do that. Okay, and I think I need to make them just a little lower. I want to get the engine. Whoops. Gotta hold the shift key there. I want to get the engine bells of the SRBs below the engine bell in the middle. Okay, what's our launch TWR? 0.1.35. I'm perfectly happy with that. I think I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, I don't think the extra delta V from losing these guys is really gonna be worth it. Now, is this Valentina in the cockpit? Should be. Yep, in the capsule. I'm thinking, I don't believe I have gotten a mystery goo in high space yet about Kerbal. There we go. I have not. So I'm going to put actually a third, I got the parts for it, a third mystery goo on here. There. So that's going to be high space above Kerbal, high space above the moon, high space, or near space above the moon. That's the plan. This is actually now number 2, isn't it? Save that. Again, check TWRs at launch. That's all fine, that's all fine, that's all fine. Staging, I'm pretty sure is good. Okay, let's do it. Let's launch. Let's launch. Remember, again, no reverts. So if things go bad, that's what happens. Oh, you know what? Sorry. I can go back to... I've yet to accept a contract. I'm glad I remembered this before. Oh, I hope this doesn't get messed up because this might not be a new vessel now. Oh, that would make me angry. That would make me angry. Explore the moon. Most of the times these say get a new vessel. I don't see that requirement, so I'm hoping I'm going to be okay. So this is the get return from orbit of the moon. Yeah, so we'll grab that. That was dumb. These are conducting specific ones over waypoints. We're not going to do that. Well, then again, are these... Oh no, these are Ferry 2 Tour. No, this is conduct surveys over the moon above a certain altitude If I put myself in a polar orbit, I think I'm gonna do this one. Lots of money. Look at the money. Look at the money. All I gotta do is crew reports. Much easier to do the aboves than it is to do the belows. Just looking at the rest of these, they're just tourist contracts. Okay, I'm gonna grab two. I'm gonna grab those two. Let's do it. Okay, fly that. Oh, I could recover. You're right. So if the contracts are borked, you're right. I could just recover off the launch pad. Maybe that's not a bad idea. I don't have to revert. I can just recover, and it's 100% of the value. You're completely correct. But I'm thinking this doesn't say anything about a new vessel, so I think I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm just gonna do it. So T and Z, and gotta remember that this needs to go to 100% before I lose all my SRBs, and go. We're off. So the goal is going to be a polar orbit, which I probably would have done anyway. Pitching over. That program kind of catch up, lock it on. And again, try and keep it right on a heading of 90 degrees here. Okay, about to lose our SRBs. Next set. Going through clouds. I love going through clouds. Okay. I don't think not having nose cones on that was actually a big deal. I think it's okay. That X Science window ready. Okay, right on, pretty close to, whoop. Oh shoot, why? There, and stage. Oh, I must have had a different window. I was trying to stage and the window wasn't active. I was probably like had one of these other windows active. I was hitting the space bar and nothing was happening. I don't think that was a big deal. A little bit of a delay. Okay, I'm gonna start reducing throttle here. Apoapsis is quite high, just about at 50 kilometers. Sort of let ourselves get up there a little bit. Need that no more. Oh, I'm glad you could catch us, Caitlin. I'm glad the tutorials are helpful. Okay, let's slow down even more. 60 kilometers on that apoapsis. Oh yeah, I meant to get rid of that window. There we go. Just want to get my periapsis up a little bit now. But I think I'm going to be cutting throttle in just a bit. Valentina's becoming an old hat at this now. Like, she's our only pilot, so after Jebediah's unfortunate demise. Alright, that is 80 kilometers on the apoapsis, or darn near close enough. We are in space. I'm not going to do this mystery goo because I'm going to save it. Valentina cannot reset it. And I think ready for our insertion here and get ourselves out to the moon again. So we're going to be, I should be paying attention. Yeah, let's start burning. Pitching down a little bit just to keep the apoapsis nearby. I think I need a lot of thrust. A lot of thrust because we're going to be passing this. Yep. Next stage. Actually pitch up a bit because there's not a lot of thrust in the little Terrier here. We're good. Cut this and let ourselves get a little closer. Almost got our orbit. Oh shoot, we're going down. I passed it. Ah! Throttle, throttle, throttle. Pay attention, dude. Not paying attention. Good enough. Okay. And then what I want to do is turn off SAS each time to manage electricity. Okay. Okie dokie. So we are going to the moon. I can't target. I can't do maneuver nodes. So I'm just going to need to time warp. And just as the moon pops over the horizon, that's when we're going to be burning. Oh, I'm getting all kinds. Let's turn that off. X Science is alerting me that we're over. Why aren't you time warping? There we go. X Science was alerting me about being over new biomes, but I don't care. Okay, we're just going to wait. Slow down on that time warp. I'm waiting for that moon to rise. (1,516 meters per second left still in the vehicle, so I'm thinking that feels good. Yeah, no, it's very good. Should be good. Should be easy good. Oh, here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. SAS on and prograde. And burn. We're off. Off, off, off. Oh, David's asking, how many hours do I have in KSP? I have no idea. Because I disconnected KSP from my Steam account. I run it outside of Steam. So it's not keeping track of hours. And, but it's a lot. I've been playing regularly for over 10 years. So I don't want to, yeah. I actually don't want to speculate beyond that. Okay, I'm going to slow down. I'm just going to get it just up to the moon's orbit there. That should be good. And again, SAS off to conserve electricity. It's kind of fun doing this without aid of maneuver nodes and all that kind of stuff. A little bit of an extra challenge. Okay, once I'm over 250 though, there we go. I can do, oh, we can do the whole, wow. I've never done any of this stuff. Atmosphere. Well, I guess that makes sense. Just a crew report. Yeah, I remember coming up and doing a crew report. Wait, actually, I don't trust it. I'm just going to do this manually. Observe mystery goo. Okay. And we can do an EVA. And we can do an EVA report. None of these are biome specific, so we just have to do them all once. Collect that data. Cannot restore it. If you click restore, it says only scientists can restore, but non-scientists can still collect the data. And don't forget, oh, there's no crew report to collect. So if there were a crew report, I'd be getting that too. Okay, let's board. Okay, and SAS is off, so that's all good. And actually, I'm going to turn that shopping at time warp again. There we go. Okay, and I almost quick saved there. I'm so used to before I do any time warping to do a quick save, so I'm just gonna have to time warp carefully. And hopefully, oh, stop. Okay, it's still, every time I'm over a new biome, it's stopping, so I just turned off that time warp again. There we go. Now I see what's happening. It's when I click on here, that window becomes active, and then the main screen's not active. That's what happened before. Oh, yeah, we don't have any decent, I don't have a decent antenna board. No, I wouldn't have used it anyway because I don't want the electricity drain. And it looks like we're way ahead, but we are slowing down dramatically while the moon is still continuing at its speed. So this should work. And we still have 663 meters per second. That is nice and comfortable. It's 280 normally for a capture. And then a return to Kerbal is another 280. Whoop. And again, I'm really good at just hitting the moon, aren't I? So we got to do a little bit of correcting here. So SAS on. Oh, I'm still time warping. SAS on. Come on. There we go. And I want to burn radially outwards. And a little bit, I got to get this right, a little bit anti-normal. So I think more kind of this way. So radially outwards and a bit to anti-normal to kind of pull it this way a little. I think that'll be right. We'll see what happens. So burn. Yep. 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 That's the idea. And hopefully we're also pushing this out at the same time. Oh, I can see my waypoints I gotta get. Okay, I got a 12 and a half kilometer periapsis, so that should be good. I think, oh, no, it looks like I need to get really close to a polar orbit, so I am gonna do an full-on anti-normal here. I'm watching my DV, 605 left. I need 560 for capture and return. So as long as I keep this above 560, it is a little tighter than I think. Okay, let's do this. I want to try and keep this polar. I don't want this to get below 560. If it gets below 560, I'm just going to say, or before that, that's pretty darn good. And 25 kilometers I'm still happy with because that's still near space. All right. All right. That's great. That is great. Okay. SAS off again to conserve electricity. And now we got the whole... Oh, we've done crew reports. That's it because we did that during our flyby. So we got a temperature scan, an atmospheric scan. We get another mystery goo to do. And we get to do another EVA report. Oh, no, I probably have already... No, I've not done an EVA report. Curious. I have to go back to the previous stream and find out why I didn't do an EVA report. Maybe I didn't have EVAs unlocked at that point. Anyway, take the data. Take that data. Take that data. I don't think there's anything here to take, but we'll do it anyway. Bored. Okay. Today's the birthday of Bob Ross. Oh my gosh, I did not know that. And this has a Bob Ross, the Turd mod has a Bob Ross color scheme. Okay, so the next step in all this is to get ourselves a capture. And the last thing I want to do is over time warp, so I'm a little bit... if I'm a little bit cautious, that's why. And what is it? I think it's 60 kilometers is the altitude once you're in near space. To be honest, I'm just going to ignore that for now and just get my capture. I think that's where I should be putting my energy. Periapsis is 25 kilometers. So let's get a little closer. Getting that funky camera thing happening because we're coming over a pole. There, we just went into near space. Okay. I'm going to get myself ready. So let's lock this onto retrograde. It's about 280 meters per second, or should be about 280, so I should have around 300 meters per second left when this is all done. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to put it actually right on the horizon there a bit. I'm trying to judge. I don't know how close I am to periapsis. It's a little awkward to tell. So I'm watching this vertical speed. I'm thinking I might want to start burning pretty soon. Maybe not. Maybe not. A little closer. I'm not used to doing this freehand. I'm used to making a maneuver node. I've gotten all wimpy with this. Okay, let's go. I think I'm honestly a little bit, yeah. I've lowered my periapsis a bit, so I'm going to let myself get closer. We have an orbit. My periapsis is now down to 17 kilometers, so I'm going to let myself get... I don't know, because of the retrograde, everything's wacky, burning retrograde in the capture. Like, should I be pitching up or down to keep this periapsis in control? I'm not sure. So I'm just going to let myself get closer and then just do this again. Okay. Might just lock it onto retrograde this time. All I want is both ends of this orbit to be in near space. Beyond that, I'm good. I think I'm good. I'm just gonna start. I think I can let myself get closer. Closer still. There's not much left to do. Okay. Just get it over with. Come on. Good, good. Okay, we're 15 by 18. I'm perfectly good with that. All right, SAS off again. Let's take a look at our orbit. So there is our orbit. It is, I think, pretty decent. And these are the waypoints we got to get. We got to be over, like, about 9 kilometers each time, 8-9 kilometers. So we're definitely over that. We're just going to have to do crew reports when we get to those places. But right now, we got a crew report to do here. Again, this is not biome specific. So we just need to do one of those. A temperature scan's not biome specific. All of this stuff. And then mystery goo, that last one. Again, not biome specific. But the EVA reports... The EVA reports definitely are biome specific. So this is over the moon's midlands. Take that data. And yeah, she has an EVA pack on, right? Yes. Because I got to go around to get that other mystery goo. Take that. Take that. Actually, can she reach around? I'm paranoid to let go. She can. Okay, that's cool. Okay, and I'm bored. And now I am going to put on the time warp, and this is going to warn me every time I'm over a new biome, which is super duper. I also have a little mod to help me out here. It looks like I'm going to come very close to this waypoint here, this OLZP-3, and I can select it from here. There it is. Using the Waypoint Manager mod. And this will give me a little heads up on how close I am to it. So now this should be a science palooza at this point. I still have 302 meters per second to delta V. It should be around 280 to head back home. We certainly hope. I don't want to get out and push. Okay, we are now in the Moon's Highlands. So another EVA report there. Board. And some people might be considering this bit here a little cheaty, the X Science. I don't care. It is what it is. I want to get this stream. I want to keep this stream moving along. There's my waypoint coming up. No idea how close I'm going to be. Another EVA report. This one's over the poles. How close are we? I think we're going to come really close to this one right away. Whether it's close enough or not, I don't know. This one's the polar lowlands. Oh, it just went away. There it is again. EVA. EVA. Polar lowlands. Lord. Usually you can get most of them just by, you know, just looking below you. And it's easy to get the lowlands, midlands, and highlands. You kind of get those without even trying. I always love how rough everything is around the poles, and that's just all the textures clumping up on top of each other. Okay, we're coming very close to this waypoint. I should keep an eye on electricity too, but I think I'm managing it all right. The Terrier doesn't generate electric charge. So... and I don't want to make any kind of orbital corrections here because that will get... okay, we are over the polar crater. Because I don't want to spend any more fuel. I want to leave the rest of my fuel for going home, even if it means missing some of these waypoints. Okay, I got to get ready. It's a crew report I got to do. So we're within 25 kilometers of it now. Hopefully we'll get close enough. It's hard to tell. Just waiting for it to start to blink. Oh, there's the notification. All right, all right, all right. Crew report, crew report, crew report. All right, we got one right away. I've already collected that, so there's no reason to collect another one. Okay, that's one waypoint down. The next waypoint isn't going to be for a while because the moon rotates this way around, so it's probably going to be this one. So what is that one? KKH7Z stuff. KK, this one. That's probably going to be our next one. In the meantime, let's keep collecting science. Why is my moon with tall, wonky mountains? That's just at the poles. They get tall and wonky like that. Both poles are like that. That's not just my moon. That's your moon too. I think I had something and then I think it disappeared. I'm over lowlands. Okay, let's try that again. There it is. Board. And it looks like these are canyons over here, but I'm not going to. I think I'm just going to miss them. But like you can get, here comes a great big crater. Like that's an easy one to see that that's going to be a new biome. There we go. This is going to make this go a lot quicker because I can just, it's going to stop for me when I get to something that's new. Now we're going over the South Pole. Can actually look. Oh. What do we got here? Midland Craters. Nice. Again, just looking at it, I should not be using electric charge during all this. As long as I keep the SAS off. I got that polar crater. I got this one. I think this one's my next. That's the one that's active, yeah. So I gotta keep an eye on that. Time warp a little quicker. You can center this on the moon too there. Moon rotates obviously very slowly, which works to our advantage when it comes to hitting these. It just makes it take a long time. Oh, where are we? EVA report over the moon's far side basin. It's a very long mission for Val to be stuck in that teeny tiny little capsule. Okay, and board. Okay, I think I'm gonna come. I don't think this pass. I don't think I'm gonna come close enough. Hopefully the next pass will be close enough. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I've collected all 3 goos at this point. So there was high space about Kerbal, high space about the moon. I don't know if it was in this order. And then near space of the moon. I think I'm not going to get this one on this pass. I do like how Waypoint Manager, though, does show this. But I think, yeah, 45. I think you need to be about, I don't know, it's well under 20, that's for sure. And now we are increasing our distance, so that's that. So hopefully on the next one, if we end up missing it, that'll be a real pain. Oh, no. Didn't move as much as I thought it would. How close this time? Maybe because it's close to the poles, it doesn't move as quickly. That would make sense in terms of distance. So this time it only moved. It was under 45 before, but still over 30 now. And we're going by. Okay, go around again. Okay, so we're just over 30 kilometers, our closest approach last time. Now we're under 30. Are we going to get close enough? I'm pretty confident we're going to hit it eventually. Under 20. But not quite close enough. Okay, it's got to be on the next one. Oh, got a new biome. Highland Craters. Boot. Board. Okay. Oh, this one's got to be close enough. Oh, I got Northeast Basin. An EVA report. This is going to be so much science. Okay, gotta get ready with my crew report because it looks like we're heading straight at it now. Okay, you gonna blink for me? Oh, so it's under 15 kilometers. That's the one. Where's the crew report? Sorry, am I crazy? Where's crew report? Crew report. Boy, I was like really searching for that. Again, I've already taken one, so I don't need to do another one. Okay. The next one's going to be this one. What is this? Oh, Will NASA's something something. Hindsight. Oh, it already selected it for us automatically. Cool. Okay, let's go. Now, to be honest, for as far as I'll talk about the return because that's coming up. To minimize the cost of the return, you want to have. Remember how this works for the return as I'm time warping is the moon is going from left to right on your screen right now, the way I got this set up. And you want to eject yourself in a retrograde direction relative to the moon. Oops, I got an EVA report to do, so just bear with me there. This one's over the moon's craters. Or canyons, sorry. So the best time to make your ejection is actually when the plane of this orbit is pretty close to being along the line, the direction of the moon's orbit about Kerbal. So right now, this would be about the absolute worst time to do the ejection. So we would have had to do this time warping anyway, even if I'd gotten all the biomes in order to get to the point where I can make my ejection. It makes this whole mission take at least, well, a day out here and then 3 days going around and then another day going back. We're getting close to about a week long. Okay. We can see as we go along here how the moon's direction keeps changing. EVA. This one is the far east far side crater. Actually, it's going to be over on this side that I'm going to be hitting it next. So, let's see our way. Oh. Northwest crater. To be honest, my absolute favorite way to have done something like this would have been to put a ScanSat, which is a mod that allows you to do your own in-game mapping. And that makes you be able to do this without it feeling not quite as cheaty as this does. At least it feels cheaty to me. Okay, I think I'm going to get this on the next orbit. Or maybe not. Might be the one after that. Certainly don't want to miss any of these. The crew port's right there. Know where it is this time. Okay. So you have to get within 15 kilometers. I don't think we're going to get it on this pass. Oh, just under 30, but then the distance is going to start going back up again. Yep. So not this pass, but should be the next one. And then we'll start thinking about getting Valentina home. Oh, where are we? Southwest crater board. Okay, here we are. Crew report. Okay, we got one last one to do. right here. So a little more time warping. And then I think I'm pretty darn close to have gotten all the biomes. Not quite sure it's going to be on this time around. I don't think it will be, but just in case, I should be ready. Nah, we're not going to get close enough. Nope, definitely not. Boy, I'm so glad this contract came up. This is a perfect one to pair with this. There's going to be a lot of money, a lot of science. I'm going to be excited when we get back. Not quite sure if I'm going to be close enough here. Got to get under 15. Oh, I am. There we go. Crew report. Excellent. Okay, that is that. This contract is now complete. Boy, how much money I got? Oh my God! Look at the amount of money I got sitting back at 639,000 Kerb bucks. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm gonna time warp until the orbit. The plane of this orbit is just about, not quite at, but just about at that line. And when we go to do our ejection, we're going to be performing the burn around here. And it should be about 280 meters per second. We're just going to have to hope for the best on that, because it won't show us our trajectory with Kerbal. Because the last thing I want to do is any kind of rescue. A little nervous actually now. Now that it's come to it, I'm gonna go one more orbit. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. Okay, let's get ourselves ready. So SAS is coming back on. We're going on to prograde. And basically, I'm looking at this as 302. I want to stop when I got about 20, 25. I don't want to burn it dry for sure, because we might need to make a correction once we're out of the moon's SOI. But this is totally eyeballing it. I would say about here. Let's do it. So punch it. Boy, I hope this is right. So I want to stop when my DV's around 25 meters per second left. Go really slow now. 28's good. 28's good. SAS is off. Ooh, I might have wanted to go one more orbit. See how it's coming off on a little bit of an angle here? I might have gone, should have maybe gone one more orbit so it's a little more tangential, but we'll get what we get. Let's see what happens. So we're off. We don't need this anymore. In fact, let's get rid of this entirely. And let's see what our trajectory is. Let's see what our trajectory is. I'm a little nervous. I got 28 meters per second left to do any corrections. Oh, what do we got? What do we got? Oh, look at that. Look at that. My periapsis with Kerbal is a measly 13 kilometers. Oh my gosh. I could probably... Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm uber pleased with that. But what I think I will do is I think I want to raise this periapsis just a little bit. I think it's going to be a little bit on the hot side. So what I'm going to do is burn a little bit, probably a mix between prograde and radially out, I would think. Somewhere around here-ish. And I want to push this up to about 35 kilometers. So just like that. Perfect. 36 kilometers is just super. And I know last week, last week when I was coming back from the moon, I set my periapsis at 45 kilometers, and I looked at that afterwards and said, what was I even thinking? 35 kilometers is what I would typically do coming back from the moon or Minmus. 45 kilometers is the altitude I use when aerobraking around Kerbal, with the idea of just slowing yourself down but staying in orbit, which is exactly what happened. So 35 kilometers or 36 should be fine too. I am super duper happy with that. I don't know about hitting Minmus with no tracking station. I think I'm might just do a pass on that. Don't want to push my luck. And I shouldn't count this one as, you know, these chickens as being hatched just yet either. Okay, let's change our view to free. Looks like we're coming in on the night side. That might be the first time I've ever gotten in orbit and returned from the moon without having the upgraded tracking station. I don't recall ever having to do that before. Okay, we're going to put this onto the normal vector. And we are going to get rid of our service capsule here. Whoa, 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 what am I doing? Stage. And then we'll go retrograde. And parachute is armed. And we shouldn't need SAS anymore. And this should be it. Do a blind. Minmus is much, much harder to hit. Smaller target, further away, in inclined orbit. All of those things conspire against you. I think I'm going to want to have patch conics and maneuver nodes for that one. Now, I do have those mystery goos on the side. If they happen to blow up, it's not a big deal because I did take the science out of them. But I'm hoping they'll be okay. Let's change that to ground level. Look at our contracts anymore. We're still coming with more than half the electricity, so if you nurse that electricity, it's okay. And don't do any transmitting, obviously. And this time we are going to be going down, because our apoapsis is already in the atmosphere. Looks like the sun's coming up, but I don't think we're going to make it to sunrise. I'll put this back on, just on the off chance we end up in a new biome. But I think we are in the water. We are definitely in the water, so let's get rid of that. Where is the dawn? It's just a little bit of a red sky there. Kerbal VR for all the flights? You mean like, I don't have a VR headset, if that's what you are suggesting. Is it Hone Brash? Or using... I've done... I don't know if I want to do... I would think a stream where you see nothing but the inside of the capsule. Like, maybe to do one stream that way, but to do a whole series that way, I think would get pretty dull. I have done that. But, oh, wow, it's a sinker. Okay, let's recover. Yeah, KSP is a great introduction to aerospace engineering and orbital mechanics. There's no doubt about that. I don't think you learn orbital mechanics. I don't think there's a way to learn orbital mechanics better than through KSP. Because you just start to get that intuitive feel of it that you just don't get out of text. Oh my gosh! 234 science. Oh my golly, I now have 812,000 funds. Valentina Experience got 1. Oh my gosh, let's look at our milestones. We've got milestones too. Entered orbit, did a spacewalk. Yeah, we did do that and returned from orbit of the moon. And these are just for the contracts. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. That is so much science. Wow, so just looking at the nodes here, these are 45 each. And these are 90 each. So 45. Like what I can do like 490. It's not, oh my gosh, my math is failing me. 20s, no, not 3's not going to do it. So 5, I think I can get 5 nodes if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 5. 5, I can do these 45s and then 190 or, you know, 390s and 145. Wow, that's exciting. Now, let's take a look here. Let's go to sunrise. I don't know what I'm going to do next. My whole goal was just to get that moon orbit in return. But oh my gosh, things have really kind of opened up now. I can also start upgrading buildings. Like there's my tracking station, 300. There's my VAB, another 450. Oh, I can't do both. Well, pretty close. Yeah, I could do both. Wow. Okay, let's see what contracts are being offered to us. Oh, yes. I should do some orbital rescues. Rescue Dilbro Kerman, who is Kerman, who is in low orbit about Kerbal. Do look for the word low when you accept these contracts, because low almost always means like 70-something kilometers, usually less than 80 kilometers in altitude. If it doesn't say low, it can be like anything. And typically I find orbits that are very close to the moon's orbit. Like the difference is huge. So if you see the word low, you can be pretty confident that it's going to be like really low, like under 80 kilometers in altitude. If it doesn't say low, be pretty confident it's going to be out and around the moon's altitude, which is a big pain in the butt. But I think I'm going to grab that. And there's no way to check it without accepting it first, which is really annoying. I got tourist contracts, but I might be done with tourists. More temperature surveys. I might be done with those boring ones too. Science data from space around the moon. Bring Moonstone back with you. That obviously means going on the surface. This next Explore the Moon one is landing on the moon. I don't think I'm going to get all that this week, but maybe next week. Oh, and rescue Patkin from orbit of the moon. Ooh, okay. That's interesting. I do want to start upping my core, considering I only have 3 Kerbonauts and 1 scientist, 1 pilot, and 1 engineer. I would love to get backups. I want to get some redundancy for obvious reasons, given I don't play with any kind of reverse. Okay, let's see what we can unlock. Well, you're very, very welcome, Telmo. I'm glad. All right, so yeah, I'll see what we can do. Now, what I'd love to do is get a bigger capsule. Now, I do have here, this is the crew cabin. Struts. That's nice. Launch clamps. I'm always, but the crew cabin's one way in which to get just more Kerbals aboard. But there are 2- and 3-person capsules. There's the 2-person P capsule. Now, you don't want to use these until you got fairings, and fairings are around here somewhere, right? Because they have a ton of drag associated with it. Launch escape system might be nice, considering the risk I put my Kerbals at. Where are... There's the 3 crewed Pomegranate, as well as the 2 crewed Mark II capsule. These are coming from the Making History DLC, by the way, in case you don't know. But what, aren't fairings here? Okay, these are all those. Oh, here we go. The 1.25 Aero protective shell and the 1.875. They're both in the same node. So I think this might be a good one to go for. I want to get bigger capsules for those rescues. And also to start being able to carry a scientist and a pilot, or an engineer and a pilot. So I'm looking at this one, and then this one for the fairings. That's not the right one for the fairings. This is the right one for the fairings. Also, let's slow down. I gotta get this Science Junior. That goes without saying. That also gives me the Stay Put Nick. I also have to get flight control, I think, for reaction wheels, and that's my 2-person crewed pod. And I probably should get, now after this I can only get 190, so I gotta be a little careful. This is the big, that's the 2.5 meter decoupler, and that is the 1.875 meter decoupler. I don't know if I'll be going that big just yet. Gotta look at engines too. What engines do I got? This is just here. Do I have things like the Kodiak? No, that's the Reliant. I think I can get away with smaller engines, just boost her up, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna stay out of that zone. Bigger tanks. Okay. I'm doing a lot of mumbling. Nope. I can get 190 and 145, can't I? 90 plus 45 is, yeah, so let's finish it. I'm going to get this 45 here. I've already made the decision. Who am I kidding? And then I'm going to get those fairings. And that also comes with a tricoupler. Lots of parts to help you just build something a little bigger. Lots of robotic parts, which I'm probably not going to get into. Or I could go with the Mark II cockpit, which is such a sweet little cockpit. That's where you start getting RCS thrusters, which I honestly don't care about. I got the Mark I lander can. I'm just thinking about the rescue. No, I'm going to go with fairings. Fairings, the decision's been made, fairings. I hope people are agreeing with that, but I'm going to go here to get the bigger fairing. So here we go. Hopefully that's not a mistake. I've spent all my science, and what we're going to do is at the very least get Dilbro. I'm not so sure about packing in orbit about the moon, because we don't know what kind of orbit. I would like to get actually some maneuver nodes and junk for that. That's, ooh, there's the other thing too. So there. And then I have, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I want to upgrade some buildings. Well, let's go in here and see what kind of orbiter I can build. A simple little orbiter. So we're going to start this with the, before I start unlocking stuff for buildings. So we're going to start this off with the P. The P capsule. Put a parachute on the top. I think the Mark 16 should work just fine. And then we're going to... let's get ourselves a fairing. 1.25 meter fairing. So it's costing me money to unlock those, so I got to be a little careful. We're going to put on those interstage nodes. I want to build myself a little sweet little orbiter. This gives me a nice little space to put, you know, junk, science, and batteries, and all that kind of stuff. Do I have solar panels now? I don't have solar panels. And I should be able to now build like a fairing. This is just a proof of concept fairing. You'll build a big fairing around this. Yeah, okay. Delete the fairing. Alright, so we are going to put some science aboard this. So, is this all making sense? Here it is. Let's see. Yeah, let's put Science Junior. Oh, let's put it underneath. You don't need to be on top. And, oh, I can actually, if I upgrade this building, I'm thinking of the tracking station, though, to help me do the rendezvous. Okay, science. Getting distracted. Wait, no, it don't need science. What am I thinking about? What do I got for structural bits? Ooh, it's not great. This guy's heavy as anything. Okay. I might just shorten that up a bit. Probably want some battery, some communication for once. I don't know why I'm getting so fussy with this. You know what? Let's not get fussy. Let's just build ourselves a little orbiter here. Now my engine is still, my smallest engine is still the Terrier. So I can put a bigger tank than that on there. Oh, there are no reaction wheels in that cockpit. So on reaction wheels down here would be a very good idea. Alright, so there's 1878 meters per second, 1.3 ERA. I'm worried about part count because I'm not sure if I'm going to upgrade both this and the tracking station. I think my priority might just be the tracking station. So I'm just building something that I can put 2 crew in here. And this is too crude, right? Yes. And you know, pick up a Kerbal. Alright, so this should all be very doable. And then I'll decide whether I need to get more parts. Still working just with the little swivel engine. Probably get another one of these. That's already 3,800 meters per second. Oh my gosh. This is trivial. I was thinking boost. All I'm doing is getting into orbit. I'm not going to the moon or anything. Like that. What's my part count? I'm only at 16 parts. Oh my gosh. Like, this should be it. Okay, let's get some batteries. Well, I was about to say, you know, 1 battery will definitely be enough, but I'm also thinking, like, for goodness sakes, we went to the moon and back twice with no batteries. So we can technically get this done with no batteries at all, but I think I'm just going to do that. I'm also going to stick, just because I can, for the first time, a Communitron 16 antenna is going to go in here. Even though I don't need it. Let's not worry about it. Okay, that goes there. The fairing will be staged around here-ish. Okay, and I'm going to up that ejection force quite a lot. 3 pieces, and put it on clamshell deploy. I'm nowhere near part count, so I'm not going to upgrade the VAB yet. I don't think I need to. I should now have launch clamps, which is a nice feature. And then we're going to put some decals and stuff on this. Like, really, like, make it pretty and stuff. What do you think? There we go. Little rescue guy. Little rescue guy. Hi, Jarda. Good. Glad you can make it. So So did I pick up the contract? I did. Okay, let's save this. This is Ker, K-E-R, and it's Crude Orbiter 0. I'm going to put an N in here for now, just temporary. Or actually, here, I can tell. Yeah, don't save this, but I'm not going to... What was my last Crude Orbiter? CO1, CO2, so this is CO3. You know what? I'm going to put C Crude Orbiter 2 Crude. You know what? I'm just going to go. That's going to be my number. 2 for the number of crew, and then this is the first variant of it. Sure, why not? Kerbal, Crude Orbiter, 2 crew, first variant. I don't know. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just to make sure. And hello, Red-tailed Shark. You think the attitude control... Oh, on re-entry, it'll have no attitude control, Skydreamer, because it's a great big ball. Actually, it is weighted so that it'll come down with the parachute up. It'll automatically do that. But it's got a blader all around that ball. Okay, see there? I told you. See where Dilbro is? Dilbro's heap is right here in an altitude of 77.8 kilometers. So what I'm going to do... is I'm going to upgrade the tracking station. I don't think I need the part count, but I want to have maneuver nodes to help me with the rendezvous. So this will be a big one. 30,000 Kerb bucks. Well worth that, but that gives me... Actually, I think I might need... Shoot, do I need this too? See the flight planning available? I think I need that too for maneuver nodes. I think I need both. Yes, I do. Flight planning is the maneuver nodes. So I'm going to get that. That gets me maneuver nodes. That gets me patch conics. Okay, we're going in. There we go. Yeah, I know. And then I can accept more contracts too. I agree for the mission control. Okay. Let's sort of pimp this out, I guess, a little bit. So people are saying this is Bob Ross' birthday, so I could just do... You want me to go Bob Ross, the whole hog Bob Ross? I think they picked Bob Ross here. Sorry, where is... There we are. You want to go whole hog Bob Ross for Bob Ross? Yeah, let's do that. Whole hog Bob Ross for Bob Ross's birthday. And then maybe tomorrow I'll change it back. Actually, I don't... Oh, no, this can go... Yep. Oh, look at that. And then the fairing. Oh, there's different variants on the Bob Ross, but we'll go with that one. Oh, and we can go inside here, too. I think they call I think the purpose behind the Bob Ross mode is just to make each section really a distinctive color to make it easier for you to color it. If you want me to go Bob Ross the whole way, then it's going to be Bob Ross the whole way. How's that? Oh, there's no Bob Ross on the reaction wheels. It's either all shiny or squad. So that's one place I can't go. Can do Bob Ross on the batteries. There we are. And how about this? Can this go Bob Ross? Nope, just all shiny or squad. Alright. It's a happy rocket. Now, what's my part count? We can put some decals on here. So this is... Okay. Where are we? It's under structure, I think they are. Yeah, let's get these text ones out. This won't last. I'll be honest. I will be put that on mirror symmetry. So I should have one here and one there. Yep. And this should have a proper name. Don't you think? Like, beyond just these codes here. Okay, well, I'm going to call just... I'm going to put CO2... Oops. Cap lock. CO2 cow. dash 01. But I do want to... I'll think of a... Or people in the chat, if they want to think of a more proper name, I'm open to suggestions. But for now, we'll just do this. Do I have lights? Oh, I have lights. I have lights. I have lots of money too, and I'm okay for park count, right? Oh yeah, we can put on some lights. Navigation lights. Why am I... Oh wait, this is still active, that's why. You know what we'll do for now? We'll just... We'll just put some white lights just kind of shining up like this. They'll be... That's it. Just to shine up. I can probably Bob Ross this, though. Yep. Oh, and let's adjust that. Oh, the launch thrust to weight ratio is a tad on the low side. But not too low. I think we can deal with it. Alright, so Valentina has got to go in, but I'm sorry, Bill, you're going to have to get the boot. Bill is yet to do a mission of any kind, so we'll get you up someday, Bill, but we need an extra seat for our rescuee. Other than that, I think we're ready to go. Hang in there for the name suggestion. This is the, I'm losing track, there's 3 round capsules, the pea, the pomegranate, and the onion. I hope I got that the right way around. I might have them the wrong way around. But one of them's a 1 crude one, one's a 2 crude one, and one's a 3 crude one. And I just unlocked the 2 crude one. They all look pretty much exactly the same, so from the outside. Okay, so we can now set this as a target, correct? Oh my gosh. And it is just coming overhead. That timing is, well, actually, given its very low orbit, and I'm going to time warp. I want to get into an orbit higher than it because its orbit is pretty low, and then I'm going to let it catch up to me. So that means I want to be ahead of it. So I'm going to stop my time warping when... Who's this guy? Dilbro gets around here-ish. And I'll go for, let's call it 100-kilometer orbit. There we go. Okay, so SAS on. Last look at staging. Should be all good. Throttle up. Oh, you are bright and colorful. And go. Again towards the east. I'm assuming Dilbro or Dulbros or whoever he is, Dilbro is in a polar orbit or in a equatorial orbit. Yeah, it's dead zero, isn't it? So we just need to keep that heading at 90 degrees as we come through the clouds. Here, I'm going to actually take off the stability. I'm falling over a little quickly, I think. So what I like to do is just turn off stability assist so it kind of holds that attitude for a little bit. Don't let the ship icon get outside of the prograde icon, or else you may get a flip out attitude type of thing. That's how I keep it from going over quite so steeply. Okay, we're at 10 kilometers back on prograde. I should now have also time to apoapsis. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! So we can start to reduce throttle, and all I got to do now is keep this at around 55 seconds to a minute, something like that. get this back on 90. This makes everything so much easier. It's funny how this game... Well, I guess you get yourself into more complicated situations. And we'll save this for being in space. I could have done one of these on the launch pad. I could be doing it in the lower part of the atmosphere. I could be doing it in the... Whoops, need more throttle. I could be doing the upper atmosphere right now, but I only got one go at it. So I'm going to do it in space. Oh, I'm out of I am not. I ran out of gas. Oh my gosh. I should have staged. I wasn't paying any attention. I was gabbing and admiring all the colors. Wow. Wow. Hope we're okay. I don't know how long I was out of gas for. Probably people. Yeah, people. I see that in this in the chat. Unfortunately, there's about a 10-second delay on the chat. Should be okay. Wow. Wake up. Wake up. I'm like sitting there going, oh, the Apple Apps is getting close. I should keep throttling up. And no, Dupus, the stage is done. Stage is done. What's wrong with you? We've recovered. Just had a little bit more of a coast phase than what we normally would have. With about 15 seconds. A little... Yeah. Reaction times aren't what they used to be. But I think this thing is rather overbuilt, so it should be okay. Although this is in honor of Bob Ross's birthday, I think I will be recoloring this next week. This should be hopefully a nice little orbiter for me for a little while. Okay, there we go. Don't need that. So again, I'm going for a 100-kilometer orbit. So I'm just going to let this build to 100 kilometers. It's so nice having this timed to apoapsis. Notice how my periapsis is also building nicely. So, and I still got 430 meters per second left. Should be okay. Don't recolor it. Leave it the way it is. Yeah, I hope so. Now I'm getting a little worried on the fuel front. A little worried. Okay, we almost are in an orbit now. Okay, that's 100. A little further because I'm still in the Atmo a bit. I'm in a very, very flat trajectory right now. Okay. Push up that Apo just a little bit again. Still not quite out of the atmosphere, but we'll be soon. There we go. We are in space. We could do this. Conduct a material study. How much science? 7.5 science for that one. I think we're fine, DV-wise. Did waste some definitely on the way up with that. So I'm just getting to my apoapsis here. No more guesswork because I have the exact time to apoapsis. Should be a teeny tiny nothing of a burn here. Why is that still on? There we go. To push that periapsis up to 100. Okay. So there is 100 by 100, and this is, I keep forgetting his name, Dilbro coming up behind us. So he will be catching up to us. I'm going to do a little bit of retrograde to get our, though our orbits aren't all that different. Oh, the luxury of maneuver nodes. I think. Where's this one? I got to pop ahead in orbit. We're going to have to go. There we go. Now we can come back. Okay, and now comes the ever fun tweaking this until people go crazy. Because I love the little bits of tweaking I have to. Let's turn down the time scale a little bit. There we go. We got a 400 meter separation right there. Can we do a little bit better? Oh, I think that's pretty close. 0.3, 0.2, 0.2. 200 meter separation coming up there. Like, our inclinations are very close to each other. Like, my inclination is 0.1 degrees, so that's good. So this maneuver is coming up in 36 minutes, and oh my gosh, I can safely time warp to said maneuver. What a concept. Now, I'm noticing here the burn time's only 0.9 of a second, so I'm going to just turn down the throttle limiter. Okay, let's go. Is the Parallax CPU intensive? I think it's gotten better. I've not really put it to the test. The first time I installed Parallax was about a little over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and my stream just went, like, it started becoming stuttering. My computer couldn't do both, couldn't render Parallax, and I gotta find the maneuver node. And render the game and do the streaming at the same time. So yeah, it is. But it's gotten better for sure, because now I can run Parallax and stream, and I haven't done anything to change my computer. So I don't know. The only thing I can suggest is to try it. All right, so I like to put this on the approach info. Man, that tier 2 tracking station is nice. So I can watch from here. Now, I'm going to just go till I'm about 7 seconds from the burn, and then I'll go to about half throttle. Or 7 seconds till it says I should go. There, and then I'm going to go to half throttle, and we'll go 7 seconds on the other side too. Let's do this nice and gentle like, there we go. I can see my approach information. Okay, so I got 900 meters. Let's see if I can do this a little better. Little puffs, 300, 200, 200 meters, 170. No, that's not, we don't need to get any closer than that. So I got about 179, 180 meter separation in about 16 minutes. Time warp to that. We'll meet our newest Kerbal, and oh my gosh, would it be lovely if that Kerbal was a pilot. to take some of the pressure off of poor Valentina. But we're going to get what we're going to get. Oh, there goes our Dilbro's heap there. A little bit of course correcting. Bringing down that closest approach, doing a very teeny tiny little burn. Oh, it's starting to go back up again. Just experimenting with which way to go. About 45 right there. Okay. Let's get in there. This is a rescue mission we're on now. Yep, we did an orbit of the moon. We came back, or Valentina did. And now Valentina is getting our first Kerbal, and Valentina really, really, really wants this to be a pilot because she is getting tired of having to fly every single mission since Jeb died. And of course, the great thing about these rescue contracts is you get these Kerbals to join your Kerbal core for free. I'm gonna have to give myself some more throttle here. And for those people that are new to rendezvousing is one of the videos I get the most comments on. People struggling with this. Really watch that time to apoapsis. So, like I can see now it's at 30 seconds, or time to the intercept, sorry. And then I'm going to burn, I'm going to watch that time go up. I'm going to keep the distance close. And then as it starts to go up to, I stop because it was getting close to 50 seconds, and just keep kind of repeating that, and you're getting yourself closer and closer while at the same time slowing down. I think sometimes people lose track of these numbers. They overcook it, and then next thing you know, you're like 5 minutes away from your target, going really, really slow relative to your target, and then the whole thing becomes a royal pain in the back end. But here we can just dial our way in here. Slow down a little bit more. Whoa. That time I did slow down a little too much, so we're going to do a little time warping. And he looks like he's in a Mark 1 capsule. So what I'm going to do... Oh, here. Get it off of that. Going to push it a little bit to the side just so that we end up scooting underneath. Let's do a little park. Got to make it easy for him. He's had a rough time being stuck up here in this little capsule. Of course, I guess the thing is we're completely robbing this person from whatever janky space core he's currently in. And he's so grateful for the rescue that he's just like, thank you so much. Okay, I believe, yes, this is the hatch here. That's a good reason to have those numbers on. Okay, what do we got? Dilbro is an engineer. The one I want the least. Because Bill hasn't even flown yet. Oh well. It's what it is. Get in there. And people always ask me, what about this debris? I delete this later. I don't care. I'll get it. I'll get it later myself. Okay, let's get down. So, where is our KSC? Right here. Yep. So we will time warp. I've been getting really bad at getting close to the mark, so I'm going to time... I always like to start at the same spot, so I'm going to wait till I'm just under this boomerang sight. I don't know. We'll try 42 kilometers for our periapsis and see what that does for us. What do you think? I'm going to go for it. Oops. All right. Bring the sign. Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you. Thank you, Tabby Cat. Collect the science data. Oh my gosh. I almost threw that science away. Because the moment I will have separated there, this would have been gone. Thank you. Thank you. Collect that science, Valentina. Oh my gosh. That was close. Got so wrapped up in the rescue. Almost forgot about the science. How can you forget about the science? Okay, now we can stage. Here, let's get just above 70. Sure. Stage that. That also arms the parachute. And now I have absolutely no attitude control because... Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. I didn't... Usually I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I forgot to do that today. Okay, but I was about to say, usually this has absolutely no attitude control. So there's nothing I can do, but it should orient itself into a retrograde orientation. It is on. Okay, my Do Not Disturb was on. I guess it decided it was going to disturb me anyway. There you go. I learned something about my phone settings. I thought Do Not Disturb means Do Not Disturb. Silly me. Yeah. And the sphere is not a bad design. I mean, the sphere is the most efficient form of pressure capsule. If you want to contain an atmosphere under pressure, sphere is the best way to go. It's the, you know, the most strength you're going to get for the least amount of material. See, it's weighting itself right. It's fine. Nintendo's going to copyright strike this video now. All because of that phone call. I want you all to know, too, I did get a glance at who it was that was phoning me, and I just hung up on my mom. So... that tells you just how much I value this stream. Oh, dear. Okay, where are we? She'll understand. No, she won't. She gets so confused that when I explain to her what do I do. She's 88 years old and no idea what streaming is or YouTube or anything, that people can just make content. What? Huh? How's that working? See, there we go. So see, it orients itself appropriately. It looks like it's glowing red, but remember that was the Bob Ross paint job. It's not as hot as it looks. There we go. There's the KSC over there. So that, I think, was a pretty good placement. And I think the single parachute should be good. I'm hoping so. The worst thing about these roundy ones is when you put them on the side of a hill and they do what you think a roundy one's going to do. They start to roll, and that can go bad real fast. But you know, I'm looking at the time of the stream. It just crossed the 2-hour mark. Got in this extra mission. I thought got a lot done today. Upgraded some buildings. Got to Moon's orbit and back. Rescued ourselves our first Kerbal. We're now back up to 4. Soon we'll totally forget that Jebediah was ever around. But I think I'm only kidding, Jeb. I don't really mean that. I think I am going to be bringing this stream to a close. So thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody watching this at a later date. And especially an extra special thank you to all of my YouTube members and Patreon patrons. Have yourself a fantastic week. I will be into Project Zomboid on Thursday, but if you're not planning on joining that, that's not your thing. We'll see you all next Tuesday. So bye everybody.